Who won the 2020 election?
Senator, under our Constitution, the Electoral College votes for the president, and then that is certified by Congress. And in 2020, President Biden was certified by the electoral.
Yeah, that's not my question. Who won the election?
And again, Senator, under our Constitution, and it's actually.
Oh, you know, I know who was certified, and I know what you think of certification because you tweeted on January 6th in a post saying, in reference to the 2020 election results, a certified lie is still a lie. I'm asking you, who won the 2020 election? Let me make it more specific. Who won the popular vote?
Again, Senator, under our Constitution, what matters is who the Electoral College votes as.
But I'm not asking you for what the Constitution says. I'm asking you for your view factually. And frankly, we've received this kind of canned, ridiculous answer before, as you know, because you were instructed to give this answer, right?
Senator, I am speaking to what the Constitution, under our Constitution again, and that is actually Article 2,
Let me
as well
ask you
as.
this. Who won the 2024 election?
In the 2024 election, again, the Electoral College voted for President Trump, and then the Congress also certified President Trump as
Did
the winner of
Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Senator, that goes back again to under our Constitution. The methodology is set forth in Article 2.
Let's try another question, Ms. Westerkamp. Was the United States Capitol attacked on January 6, 2021?
Senator, again, I condemn all of the violence that occurred on January 6th.
Okay, we're not going to get an answer from you. And let me try Ms. Clark. Ms. Clark, who won the 2020 election?
Senator, under our Constitution, the mechanism for electing a president
I am amazed. I am just amazed by the insult to this committee of witness after witness seeking to be a federal judge, subverting our Constitution, and showing how you have no independence, which is essential to a federal judge. Ms. Lane, who won the 2020 election?
Apologies. Again, Senator, the Constitution outlines the process, and as a judicial nominee, I'm here to talk about what the Constitution requires, which is an electoral vote and certification by Congress. And in 2020...
Okay, who won the election?
In 2020, President Biden.
Mr. Rickey, who won the 2020 election?
Senator, as my colleagues have stated, the process we have under the Constitution is a vote by the Electoral College, followed by certification.
Was the Capitol attacked, Mr. Rickey, on January 6th?
There was violence that occurred here on January 6th, Senator.
Was the Capitol attacked?
I would just say, Senator, there was violence that occurred here on that date.
You've seen videos of what happened.
Yes, Senator, I have.
Was the Capitol attacked?
Okay. Again, Senator, I say...
Ms. Lane, was the Capitol attacked?
Senator, the characterization of January 6th is subject to ongoing controversy and debate, and as a nominee, it would be inappropriate for me to characterize it.
Ms. Clark, who won the 2024 election?
Senator, under the process set out by the Constitution, the Electoral College elects the president, and it's sort of the
Can
president.
you pull that mic a little closer, please?
And the Electoral College elects the president.
You know, the answers here, which obviously are canned, they're pre-rehearsed, they're Orwellian in their denial of reality, and they are a subversion of this process. They're an insult to this committee, but they also fundamentally show a complete lack of independence and backbone.
This hearing didn't just become uncomfortable. It became a defining example of how toxic and fragile America's political climate has become. What started as a straightforward confirmation hearing suddenly transformed into a high-pressure showdown over truth, accountability, and whether federal judicial nominees are willing to speak plainly about major events every American already witnessed in real time. The senator opened with what sounded like the easiest question imaginable. Who won the 2020 election? Not a legal puzzle. Not a constitutional theory debate. Just a direct factual question. But instead of hearing simple answers, the committee, and the country watching, got a wall of carefully crafted legal language. One nominee after another repeated nearly identical talking points about the Electoral College and congressional certification, refusing to directly state the obvious. And that's where the hearing exploded politically. Because the issue stopped being about the 2020 election itself. It became about whether these nominees were intentionally avoiding clarity in order to avoid political consequences. The senator clearly believed the answers were scripted, rehearsed, and designed to thread a dangerous political needle without upsetting powerful factions. That's why his frustration escalated so quickly. You could hear it in his tone when he called the responses canned, ridiculous, and eventually Orwellian. Then came the January 6th questions, and somehow the room got even more tense. The nominees were asked whether the Capitol was attacked on January 6, 2021. Again, direct answers never fully came. Some acknowledged violence occurred. Others avoided characterizing the event altogether. One nominee even said the characterization of January 6th remained a matter of ongoing controversy and debate. That answer alone is going to ignite fierce reactions online. To critics, this looked like intellectual gymnastics, highly educated legal minds bending language to avoid giving politically dangerous answers. To supporters, it may look like judicial discipline. Nominees carefully refusing to comment beyond constitutional processes or politically charged narratives. But regardless of where people stand politically, the visual impact of this exchange was brutal. Because viewers don't hear legal nuance the way lawyers do. Viewers hear hesitation. They hear avoidance. They hear people who appear terrified of saying one sentence clearly on national television. And in politics, perception becomes reality almost instantly. The senator's core argument was devastatingly simple. If someone seeking a lifetime federal judgeship cannot plainly answer basic questions about major historical events, then how can the public trust their independence, courage, or impartiality from the bench? That's the accusation hanging over this entire hearing. Not incompetence, not lack of intelligence, lack of backbone. And politically, this moment reveals something much bigger happening in Washington right now. Public officials, nominees, and political figures increasingly operate in an environment where even acknowledging objective events can trigger backlash from one side or another. Every word becomes a landmine. Every sentence becomes a loyalty test. And the result is what we saw in this hearing. People speaking in circles, terrified that a direct answer could permanently define them. That's why this exchange is going viral. Not because it was loud. Not because senators argued. We've seen that before. This clip is spreading because millions of people are watching educated, highly qualified judicial nominees struggle to answer questions most ordinary Americans think should require no hesitation at all. And whether viewers see this as principled caution or political cowardice will completely determine how they interpret this hearing. But one thing is undeniable. This was not a normal confirmation hearing anymore. This became a televised battle over truth, institutional trust, and whether Washington is still capable of speaking plainly about reality itself. What do you think? Were these nominees showing proper judicial restraint, or avoiding direct answers to protect their careers? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more full breakdowns of explosive Senate hearings, political clashes, and viral moments from Washington, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next major showdown.